Okay, welcome back. This is another part of our CES discussion. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to be reading off some of my notes. I've been trying to put it all together into something longer, but it's just not working, so allow me to read off my notes and I'll expand. Uh, LG has also introduced something that I saw in different formats and in different terminology called convergence technology, which, to be quite honest with you, I don't think is going to be a huge success, mainly because the idea already exists and they're doing it hardwired. Well, basically, what convergence technology is a media router that is connected, say, somewhere in your house, and it connects via Cat5 cables all of your peripherals. So it could be your radios, your televisions, your computers, and your everything. And then you can actually tell it via remote control or via app on your phone. Where do you want to watch this cable channel on which TV? So you can say, I'm going to watch channel 33 on my TV in the bedroom. I'm going to watch this YouTube video on my computer in the office. So the idea is really neat, but really it is something that already exists, and mainly it exists through Windows 7 and the Media Center. That whole idea of convergence technology, it's nice they're going to have a peripheral for people that really aren't into the computers and being able to use your Wi-Fi network, but for the most part, anybody that's going to update and have these kinds of peripherals to connect is likely going to be a market that also has the ability to interact with Wi-Fi. So the convergence technology, and if you hear any mentions of the convergence technologies in any of these tech companies, I don't think it's going to be successful at all. That's another thing. We took the Dish Network, which we just recently added to our watch list today. Dish Network, symbol DISH, had an interesting product, and it actually is competing pretty well with DirecTV, which DirecTV is putting up live 3D broadcasting. Live. They actually had a live broadcast of a concert that they were playing on all of their television throughout actually most of the televisions throughout the whole show had this live feed coming in from DirecTV that was in 3D. So they're making an effort coming into the market with something. But to go back to Dish Network had an interesting package. It was an all-in-one package, and they bought Slingbox last year, I believe it was, and they also are incorporating this, like, you can get your TV anywhere kind of a thing. You can get it on your iPhone, you can get it on your laptop. Actually, don't quote me on the iPhone, but you can get it mobile, you can get it on your laptop, and it's kind of the idea like what Clearwire is doing, where you plug in the modem, and except for it being, it's not a broadband, it's a satellite connection with the Dish Network, but anywhere you go, you can get your television. So it's kind of like they bought Slingbox, they adopted the theory, and now they're kind of making Slingbox like their business model for most part. The nice thing about it, and the thing that I like about it as it pertains to a stock, is that the Dish Network is using it as value added. They're not charging anything more to their existing customers, and they're not raising the price for new customers coming in. And for that reason, I like Dish Network for midterm, short-term and midterm. I still think the economy is going to take a little while to get back on its feet over the next couple of quarters, but come summertime, I think we're going to start seeing Dish Network show that they are signing new people up. I'm not a fan of Dish Network in terms of I don't like attaching a dish to my house for me personally, but from a stock perspective, I think they're actually offering something that will have a pretty good value because they're adding value, they're doing value adding to their already existing customer base, and that I think is going to be very good for the stock. So that's another thing. Going back to gaming stocks, don't mean to be jumping around, but this is the way my notes are. Going back to gaming stocks, Ubisoft, which is a company out of France, and they trade on the CAC 40. You have to look up with your broker exactly what the stock symbol is. But Ubisoft had some games that looked phenomenal. Splinter Cell's new game, actually called Conviction, looked phenomenal, and I think it's going to do very well, especially since that game was supposed to be produced 2 years ago and released. They did a complete revamp on it, and it looks spectacular. The interface is very, very inviting. So I like Ubisoft again. I got out of it a while ago, and I think I'm going to end up getting back into it. Looks pretty damn good. Another company too, which is interesting because I'm not really sure exactly how we're going to make this trade, but it's a company that trades on the Taiwan exchange, and currently I don't really have access to that market in a very accessible fashion, so I'm going to have to do a little research. But it might be to our benefit to do some research on this one because HTC, and I know you've seen their phones, They are a phone manufacturer out of Taiwan, and they're traded on the Taiwan exchange. Now, make sure if you're looking this stock up, you don't go for any other company that's trading under HTC or any other company name under HTC, because there's one in Canada and then there's some other ones around the world. They are not the same company. The only one is the one that's traded on Taiwan. So if you're looking this up, make sure you have that caveat in there. HTC, however, manufactures 70% of all Windows mobile phones, which Microsoft is already on the market, but really coming onto the market hard with their Windows-based mobile phones to try to tie in this whole universe, which we spoke of back in 2008 when we picked Microsoft as our TMP Dynamite Pick of the Year. Go back and read that. It still stands, and Microsoft is still very much in that frame of mind of creating an all-in-one universe. Let's talk about Project Natal for a second. Project Natal, and if you go to the link, I put it up in the blog. It's very, very interesting. Otherwise, go to xbox.com and click on their Project Natal link and take a look at what entertainment in your home is going to be like in the future, and it's probably going to be released this year. So we're all excited about Project Natal because it was something that we've been waiting for a long time. And then I walked up to Toshiba's booth, and Toshiba had built that exact same technology into a television. So what I suggest is either go to Toshiba.com and see if they have something up about their product, which I believe is called the Cell. I can't remember exactly what it was called. Let me see if I wrote it down in my notes. Yeah, I didn't get the name of it. It's a motion gesture, just like Project Natal. Or go to Xbox.com and click on Project Natal. It was the exact same thing. Exact same thing. It's like a 4-minute presentation video that they have online. Watch it. It's pretty mind-blowing, but it's also going to give you a hint as to the type of technologies that we're going to have going forward. And it's more importantly, not just to amaze you, but more importantly, if you see that a product is coming into the market that doesn't have that function, that might be an indicator to say, I don't know how well that product's going to do in the marketplace. That's something to take a look at, okay? Microsoft really is coming hard into this marketplace, and we like Microsoft going forward. I don't see the stock going down very much, especially too since they partnered up with Ford and GM, and now Fiat is making a car, the little Italian car company that looks like the Mini Cooper. I have yet to do this research, but I'm going to research and see if Fiat has a stock symbol. If they do, I think that they may be another good stock play too, because they are coming back into the American market with a car that is going to compete with the Mini Cooper, and if their price point is better than the Mini Cooper, man, I think they're going to knock it out of the park. And it's a real sharp-looking car, and the trend for these little Mini Coopers is really picking up. So we're going to do a little research on Fiat, and you may see that one kind of hold up on our picks list for a while too. So look out for that one. Another thing too that has been in the marketplace for a little while, and we did a little bit of research, and we found that they're a private company, was the Power Mat. But there is something else. I'm waiting for some conversation with them. I dropped them a couple of lines to see if they're going to give us a call back and see if we can figure out whether they're trading somewhere else in the world or if their parent company is. But we were unable to find out any information directly. Their booth had a ton of people at it, and none of them really seemed to know anything. In fact, a couple of them didn't even speak English. Motorola making the Droid phone. We think that it's going to be a very strong move in the marketplace. Android is really coming onto the scene with some strength. As a competitor for the iPhone, what I think it is going to offer people that either can't get out of their contracts in the next couple of years or don't want to for whatever reason, they're on a family plan, whatever. It's going to offer them an option. And not that it can really compete with the iPhone, because the iPhone is something that is so different than anything else that's on the market, and I don't really care what anybody says. The iPhone and the Droid are two completely different peripheral units and tools. But I think that it is going to really propel sales in Motorola going forward over the next year. So I like that as a midterm play for Motorola. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. This is another nice 10, 11-minute piece here, and I'm going to come back and talk to you about what I think was best in show for the CES, and then we'll talk about some other stuff too.